So how's it going, everyone? Welcome to the League of Europe. We're here for the Catalunya Grand Prix for Division 3. Before we actually get started on the full stream, as you guys may have just heard as to what had happened, unfortunately Antoine Hubert in Formula 2 has just passed away. It was about 50 minutes ago from this live stream. We are going to be holding a 1 minute sort of silence, as not everyone's not going to be going out in the pits. But it's unfortunate as to what happened, I'll give you a few little comments about Hubert. He was born in Lyon, began his karting career in 2006 at the age of 12. Coming into 2010, he finished as a runner-up in the CIK-FIA Karting Academy, finishing third in the under-18s World Karting Championship in 2011 and 2012. Made his debut in Formula 3 in February of 2016 for Van Amersfoort Racing. And managed to move into Formula 2 in November in 2018. As for May 2018, he became affiliated with Renault, and obviously unfortunate events today that has happened. We'll now hold this 1 minute silence for him. Right, that's the 1 minute silence done. Now let's get on to the racing. I said it's unfortunate events as to what had happened with him, but it's motor racing. Anything can happen. When you sign yourself up to motor racing, it can literally, you are basically signing yourself up for massive risk. I said it can happen. It's unfortunate. I know Formula 1 and Formula 2 and even Formula 3 are trying to make everything as safe as they possibly can for the drivers to make sure events like this doesn't occur, but there's always going to be something that will happen. So again, it's unfortunate as to what's happened, but let's not let this stop us from at least carrying on with the stream, with the race, everything like that. So here we go. Division 3 for the Spanish Grand Prix. We have got a few drivers out on their outlaps already. The likes of LFC, Kursk, Smitsky, James, Big W, Ghost Recon and Eduk, along with Lady and Heated, all going out on their outlaps as we speak. Just trying to see which one's going to be the furthest one up the road. At the moment, it looks like it's Kursk. Oh, no, it's Smitsky. Smitsky's just coming around the final two corners, so we'll stick on board with the Renault driver, who's actually not doing too bad in the standings at the moment. In fact, let me see if I can get the standings up for you guys right now whilst we just watch on board with him for his lap. Also, if you guys did miss it, obviously because we was of the news that had happened, the Rivals podcast has been uploaded to the League of Europe channel, so if you guys want to go and watch that as well, feel free to. Division 1 will be starting in about 20 minutes time with James as the usual commentator for you guys as well. Sorry, I just have to try and find the standings. Here we go, Division 3. So we have got in the lead of Championship is James. He's won 3 races so far. Didn't do too well at Baku and at Hungary, but he's still pulled up quite a bit of a massive gap to everybody else. As soon as he comes across the line, what's he going to do as his starter lap? It's a 1 minute 20.6. Not a bad lap for the Renault man. Aledi is now just coming around the final corner along with, I think that is... Oh, Macca's just starting his lap. Here we go, Aledi. Go P2 at 28.4, which I don't think he initially wanted. Big W comes across the line, does a 120.8, so he has gone a bit slower than what Smitsky has. I'm going to ride on board with, let's see who else we got. Eduk has just done the 24.4 as Cloudy Cloud has actually retired from the session. Kursk only goes a fraction slower than what Smitsky has, and Ghost Recon's also done the 20.8. So a lot of these guys now just doing their laps on the harder compound of tyre. James has done a 121.0. Oh, he's done it on the soft, so he's done it as just a banker lap. Ghost Recon's actually done his on the soft as well, so I expect to see that one improve relatively shortly. Meanwhile, it's gone board with actually Alvin Mike because he's just coming around the final 2 corners now as we speak, so we'll see what lap time he is going to post. LFC does a 20.0. Mr. Ruta goes fastest so far, doing 19.9. Is Ivor going to beat that? No, he doesn't. He does a 20.3 on the hard so far. So Mr. Ruta, not a bad lap time whatsoever on the harder compound tyre. The 2 racing points are going to look to improve. But let's just see. It's gone board with Ibo. See whereabouts he is. He's just coming up. He's just done turn. That's turn 10 hairpin. Taking the tricky curve at turn 11 and turn 12. Now coming up to the final chicane. Here we go. What lap time is Ibo going to set? Macca has done a 24.4. Elak has improved to do a 20.1. Ibo has invalidated his lap, so he's going to be going again to try and set himself a much better lap time. But with a lot of these guys already doing some of their laps, I'll quickly go through the standings once again. So as I said, James is quite a bit ahead. He is currently on 85 points, so not bad effort from the Haas driver whatsoever. In second place is MCR on 74 points. Heated is in third. He jumped up to third actually from getting that win in Baku. So yeah, Heated third on 69 points. With Ivor Mike in fourth with 44 points. He actually got promoted up to third. I think there was a bit of an incident that had happened. I can't remember who it was with. It might have been with... No, in fact I can't remember who it was with, but I know that he is fourth in the championship, managed to get moved up to third from Baku. In fifth in the championship is Nico, 42 points. Adri in sixth with 39 points. Smirsky in seventh with 30. Ryan B in eighth with 18. Big W in ninth with 18 as well, only doing his first race at Baku. And to round out the top 10 in the championship is Eduk on 17 points. Mr. Ruta is on 16. Frey is 12th with 15 points. Aledi is 13th with 14 points. Same with Silent Shifting, who is down in 14th. Dave 15th with 10 points. And I believe that is everyone. Oh, sorry, Jasper is on 8 points. Car Cannon is also on 8, and same with Irbo, and LFC is on 6. Cloudy Cloud on 3, and Ghost Recon is on 1. Let's see what people are putting in the chat. Yeah. Rest in peace, Antoine. But I've actually missed a couple of the few laps as I was just reading through the standings. I don't know if anyone else improved. I know Ibo's done 22.6 and has just decided to use the whole length of the track as much as possible. Let's see. Frey has actually just improved on his lap time. Goes up to 5th on the set of the softs. James, for some reason, is carrying on with these soft tyres, but it's just getting out of the way of everyone, so I believe he's going to be coming in the pits. As Nico was just pointing out in chat, it is a full grid, so that is pretty good got full 20 drivers for a chaotic Spanish Grand Prix. Big W has just improved on his lap even more and gone P5 behind his teammate. James is actually carrying on, which is a bit weird. Oh, Heated has just jumped up to 2nd position. So good job from him. Sminsky's also improved on his lap. I didn't get to see that, but nicely done to the Renault driver. Let's see, Adri is actually out on his lap, so I will ride on board with him. I won't actually, because he's just set the fastest lap doing a 19.6. So a good job for the Renault driver of Adri Logdok. Let's see what MCR is going to do. Is he going to brake towards the line? Because I know the soft tyres are not the optimal tyre. No, he's just going straight into the pits. Let's see, is there anyone else out on their lap, like doing a proper lap? Is Heated going to be doing another lap? We will have to see. For some unknown reason, Caesar has joined the session. Not too sure why. LFC has retired from the session. I have the feeling that I've been let out when he was doing a lap. And that's in sector 2, so something tells me it's at the uphill right-hander kink at turn 9. Here we go, Heated. I think he is just doing another lap. What's he going to do? It's not an improvement. I forgot to turn these on, so that's probably also making Ames a bit of a mistake. So is there anyone else carrying on doing of their laps? Adri's the one that's currently on hot at the moment. Edok, here we go. Set of the medium tyres now. These guys are now starting to come up on the mediums to see if they can improve on their lap times. So let us have a look. Ryan B's also outdoing his lap. In fact, he's the one that's just gone the fastest, doing a 19.642. Only going about 400ths of a second faster than Adri. So decent lap time from the Ferrari driver. We'll see if anybody else will be able to improve. I'm just watching Edok because I think he will be the one that is going to improve from doing a 20.1. So yellow's in sector 1. I think that's just people letting everybody else out of the way. I'm sticking on board with the Racing Point driver who's actually not managed to carry on with his lap. So real quick, if you guys just got there with me 1 second. In fact, yeah, Edok has just gone into the pits, so I've actually gone on board with his teammate Eledi, who's the one that's also on a slap. He's not, because he's on 0 ERS. And it's gone very wide, so he must have invalidated his lap. What about Ghost? We'll stick on board with Ghost Recon. See Ghost Recon coming around the final corner. Does he improve on his lap time? No, he does not. It's 13 seconds out from what his lap was. Might have invalidated his lap. What about with Kursk or Eledi? Eledi just looks like he went a bit wide at turn 7 and 8. And at turn 9, oh, that was a very close one. He almost went straight into the barrier. That was a very close one. Mr. Wuta has actually improved on his lap time. No, he hasn't. Apologies, Ibrahim Mike has improved on his lap time. He's done a 1:19.999. Moving himself up to P4, so a good effort from the Red Bull driver. Here we go. Is Aledi going to improve on his time? He does. He goes pole position. He goes a 1:19.633. It's a good effort from Aledi in the racing point. And saying that, Kurski's actually just gone even faster than a 19.4. So, again, good job from the Mercedes and the racing point. We'll see if any of them will be able to come out and maybe even take the victory for today. Meanwhile, a lot of these guys are getting ready to go out on their final laps for qualifying. Jasper hasn't actually set a time, neither has MCR or Dave. So keep an eye on them. In fact, Jasper's just done a 1:41.1, so I'm assuming he's just about to go around for his lap once again. They've just had a little bit of an off somewhere. Here we go. Ghost Recon, I actually didn't notice, has improved up to P5, doing a 19.9 on the medium. So good lap from the Williams driver. We'll see, it might be a little bit of a dark horse for today. So we've got to keep an eye out for this man right here. Scored his first set of points at Baku. And we'll see if he'll be able to carry on with the points train, as I'd like to call it. As Smitsky has done the fastest lap, doing a 19.4. So a good lap from Smitsky. As yeah, here we go. A lot of these guys now just coming out of the pits to start for their final laps. They've left it a bit tight, I must admit. So we'll see if they're going to be able to get around in time to actually, well, they should be able to get around to start their laps. It's just if they invalidate it, then that's it. There's no chance of him being able to start it, but Mr. Wuta has just started his final lap. I believe Adri is also doing his final lap. Yeah, he's just starting his final lap as well. Well, that's Smitsky. Is he carrying on? No, he's not. So he's probably going to come into the pits at the end of this lap and just retire. Or he might be opting to go for one more lap. But in fact, what about Big W? Big W is just coming through turn 7 and turn 8 at the moment. What about Frey? Frey's gone very wide at turn 3 and I feel like that's probably invalidated it. Or MCR, then McLaren. He's also just started his lap. So I think the one that's actually the furthest along on a proper lap is Mr. Wuta. So we'll stick on board with the Mercedes driver to see what time he will be doing on these medium tyres. A lot of these guys opting to go for the mediums, only a couple of them have decided to go for the soft tyres, like Educk, Ryan B, Ghost Recon. Well, Ghost isn't going to be able to because he's still in the pits, but here we go. Mr. Wuta coming around the final chicane. Is he going to be able to improve on his time, let alone even take the pole? Big W has done a 19.1. Mr. Wuta goes quicker than that and does an 18.9. Good lap from the Mercedes driver. Is anybody going to be able to keep up with that? Adri does. He does an 18.7. What a lap from the Spaniard at his home Grand Prix, might I add, as well. Ibrahim Mike, I think, is going to be the final one. No, it's heated, or is it Educk? No, it is heated. So heated is going to be the final one to come across the line. So we'll make sure we'll keep on board with him. James just had a massive lockup going in towards, what's that, turn 5? And I believe that is Adri getting out of the way for... Oh no, it's Smitsky, sorry, getting out of the way for the Haas driver. In fact, Adri's coming up to his teammates, so Smitsky might want to get out of the way because I think Adri is going for yet another lap. Educk has just done an 18.3 on a set of the softs. I'll be expecting one of the soft runners to be pole at the moment, and Educk has just proven that one to me. Ryan B has finished his qualifying in P9. And Adri has just gone very wide at the hairpin, so he is not going to be improving on his lap whatsoever. Will Mr. Wuta improve on his lap though? Done an 18.9. Adri is the fastest one on the medium so far. I don't know if it will get to where Eduk is, but he is coming around the final corner now. This Big W has retired. MCR goes P4 doing a 19.1. Mr. Wooter doesn't improve. So James has also gone up to P5. So it's been a good effort from all of those lads. Let's go on board with Ivor Bryn White as he comes across the line. Does not improve on his time from the hard. What about Heated? P4. He bests his 2 championship rivals. So what a lap from Heated. What about his teammate though? He's going into the pits. And the final one is Adri. Is he following him? He's following him in the pits. I think he must have run out of fuel. So that is qualifying for the Spanish Grand Prix done. Eduk on the set of the soft tyres goes on pole. Adri being the fastest one out of the medium runners in second, with Mr. Wooter in P3 and Heated in fourth, rounding up the second row. MCR is in fifth with James, his title rival, in P6. Big W in seventh with Smiski in eighth, Kursky in ninth, and Aledi rounding up the top 10. And then the rest of these guys get to go on a set of their normal tyre or any tyre that they want. You've got Ryan B, Frey, Ghost Recon, Ivor Bryn Mike, Ibo, Jasper, LFC, Maka, Dave, and Cloudy Cloud. So there you go, there's the final classifications for Division 3's qualifying. Again, good effort from Adri, from Mr. Wooter, Heated as well. It's really close between 4th, 5th and 6th actually. They're only split by 14 hundredths of a second. But with Eduk on pole, you've got to keep an eye on him, because him being on the soft set of tyres, they're going to run out pretty quickly. We'll see if he's going to be able to take the hards to the end of the race when he does make that pit stop, or if he's going to have to go for the 2-stop strategy. Just looking in the chat as well, James saying missed a lap up before it even started. Maka saying would have been P4 but went wide at T3, so invalidated it. Go saying I'm telling you, no pace for me. You never know. Nico saying eat up pole, yeah. Maka, going to be a long race stuck in traffic. Hopefully sneak into the points. We'll have to see Maka. Quite a bit down the grid, so we'll see. We will see. Jesse Bell, good luck everyone. It's my first time watching anything like this, so I am cheering on Jasper the most. Well, welcome to the stream. I hope you do enjoy it. So here we go, these guys now going for their formation laps. Let's have a look at what these guys have on a length and lower have gone on. So yeah, all basically opted for the mediums or the hards. Ibo, LFC and David are ones opting to go on the hards. The rest are on the mediums, obviously Eduk being the only one on the set of the soft compound of tyre. Only me today? Yeah, it's only me today. To be fair, I did ask for it just to be me for today. Now, as the drivers are just forming onto the grid, I'm clicking on Clyde because he's going to be the last one onto the grid. And we will be able to get this race underway. As at the moment, I have got a terrible camera angle, but I will be able to change that right now. So here we go. We wait for the 5 red lights. And away the drivers go. Adri looks like he's got a brilliant start as well. And James looks like he just lagged straight into the side. Oh, Smitsky and I think that's Wikursk at the beginning have both collided. But here we go, going up towards turn 1. Mr. Wick trying to go around the outside of Adri, going in towards turn 2 for the inside, not able to do so. But Big W also trying to hold 2 wide with him and MCR coming up towards turn 3, not able to do so, and Big W remains behind MCR. Meanwhile, quite a few collisions going on towards the back. Aledi, I don't know what has happened with him, but looks like he has spun it somewhere. I'm not too sure where. Either Bremite manages to get past Ibo. Still another 2 side by side with Ryan B and Ghost as well for P8. Ryan B managed to get the move done on the Williams driver, and as I said, is now up in the P8, so nice job from him. There is yellows in section 2. I don't know who that is. I think that is Smitsky. Well, I'm assuming that it was Smitsky. Smitsky? I don't know why I said that. But let's have a look. Who were the biggest losing games just from that start real quick? So Smitsky, yeah, dropping down 11 places. The biggest one that gained, though, was actually Cloudy Cloud moving up 5 places. I think that was just due to a lot of people that were crashing. But people that are just too wide. Smitsky and Dave at the back of the grid. I think both have quite a bit of wing damage. Probably will end up hitting this lap, so... yeah, unfortunate for the Renault driver. It looked like he had a decent lap time, but... what can you do? Anyway, we've got a bit of battling still going on between Freight and Ghost Recon, both going side by side up towards turn 1. Who's going to be able to pull the move off? It's Frey. He manages to stay out ahead, and funny enough, this is actually his home Grand Prix as well, and is up now into P9. With Kursk gets a 5-second stop go for speeding in the pit lane. So unfortunate for the Mercedes driver, but just keeping on board with Frey for the minute. In fact, I'm going to go on board with Ivan Bremite as he looks to try and go down the inside of Ghost Recon, not able to do so. He is eyeing up the back of him really quickly though, and looking to try and see if he can get a move done ASAP. Here we go, Ivan Bremite looking closer than ever to the American driver. Isn't going to be able to go past him in towards turn 10 for the hairpin. He does look to dive down the inside of him. Very close to hitting the back of Frey. It sticks it down the inside, and that is him up in the P10. Good move from the Welshman to get past Ghost Recon. He's now in the P10 and is looking to charge down the Toro Rosso of Frey for P9. Meanwhile, just up ahead a little bit, we've got James and Big W fighting for P5, the Australian and the Brit. Probably not the best matchup because they both do not have the best connection whatsoever. But Eda now 7 tenths up on Adri. But Adri's already made a second up from Mr. Ruta. So Adri looks like he's had a brilliant start, to be honest with you. As James just going a bit wide in turn 3. Still looking at the back of Big W though. Keeping up right with the back of him. But there's another battle just down below a little bit. We've got Jasper and Maka. Maka fighting for the points position for P12. Will he be able to get past the Alfa Romeo of Jasper? Jasper also looking to go for a move on the inside of Ghost Recon, not able to do so. That's going to compromise his run, but Ghost runs onto the dirt and the gravel. That allows Jasper and Maka to both get past. So both of these guys are now in the points, but that's also compromised Maka as he wasn't expecting Ghost Recon to do anything sort of like that. Maka breaks very late, and that's allowing Ghost Recon to go down the inside, not able to keep that move done, and that's Maka still in P12. Meanwhile, up ahead we have got James battling with Big W. This is for P5. And there's yellows, it's Ghost Recon. I think he spun it at that sausage curb. Takes yet another victim. He's got to be careful coming back on the track though, because we've got a Ferrari next to him. Oh, that was a bit dangerous from Ghost Recon. Very dangerous. Needs to be careful when coming back on track. Meanwhile, Maka and Jasper both side by side going in towards turn 1. Maka goes down the inside of Jasper, and I think that is move done. And there we go. Yeah, that is move done. So Maka now up into 11th. He did say in the chat he needs to try and make his move up, and he's doing exactly that. So Jasper now in 12th with Maka in 11th, and Iverbryn Mike is in 10th, actually looking up the back of Frey now. As you speak, Jasper just had a little bit of a lock up there, but don't think that's going to compromise him too much. But as I said, we're looking on board with the Welshman now to see if he is able to get past the Spaniard for at his home Grand Prix. He has got the DRS. It is now wide open. Frey doesn't have DRS, so here we go. Iverbryn Mike looking to go down the inside of Frey in towards turn 10 at the hairpin. Both side by side, squeezing them out a little bit. Both still side by side going in through turn 11. The sausage curb doesn't take another victim. Iverbryn Mike does hold his own and has to remain down in P10. So good defensive move from Frey. Meanwhile, up ahead, Adri is closing in on Edok. He is closer than ever. In fact, he might try and go for a move down in towards turn 1. Let's have a look. Edok's tyres look like they are starting to die. Adri now side by side with Edok going in towards turn 1. Adri not able to get the move done, but he's looking to see if he can get done a switch back towards turn 3. I don't think he's able to do so, but you can definitely tell Edok's soft tyres are dying out. Oh, Adri going for a move down in towards turn 4. The long right-hander. Is he going to be able to keep that move? Is he going to still stay side by side? Edok does manage to stay out of front, and that is allowing Mr. Wooter to catch up to the Renault driver as well. So Mr. Wooter now in DRS of Adri. And all this is doing is really just slowing Adri down. So he needs to get past this Racing Point driver ASAP if he wants to have any chance of really winning this race, because Mr. Wooter is right on his tail. Has got the DRS open though. Does he go for a move? No, he does not. Mr. Wooter is very close to Adri now. I think it's probably closer than what he was at the start. Meanwhile, a little bit back is still this battle between the Toro Rosso and the Red Bull driver of Iverbryn Mike and Frey. Iverbryn Mike looking like he's just getting a bit impatient with the Spaniard up ahead of him. Wants to get past him ASAP, because this is not going to be good for his championship hopes. But once again, back up towards the front, Adri and Edok. Adri, this is probably the best time that he's going to get past this Racing Point driver. He is up ahead in towards turn 1. Little bit of a squeeze, but I believe that is Adri now up into first position and is now your current race leader. You've got to think Edok's tyres are definitely starting to wear out. He's just gone very wide at turn 3, and that's going to allow Mr. Wooter to see if he can get past Edok now. Going towards turn 4, not going to get a move done. Just going to hang back a little bit, probably wait for the second DRS straight, but that's going to allow Adri to get away from this group of between 3rd, 4th and 5th, with the likes of MCR, Big W, James, all fighting for that championship title. Although Edok is keeping up with him a bit, so who knows if he's going to be able to get the move done on him. He has got DRS on the Renault, so that's not going to help Mr. Wooter at all. And Adri is already moving his way forward from him. He's already built up that second gap from the Racing Point. And he's already built up nearly a 2-second gap from the Mercedes and Mr. Wooter. MCR's now also caught up to the back of Mr. Wooter and has now got the DRS on him as well. We're going to see a massive DRS change just for P1. Adri setting the fastest lap. That's not a surprise to me whatsoever either. But here we go. Mr. Wooter opening the DRS. Edok has his DRS as well. MCR's just looked like he dropped back quite a bit. Doesn't seem to like Sector 3. Which is a bit of a weird one. But here we go. Heated and Ryan side by side going towards turn 1. Heated looked to go down the inside of turn 1 for the outside of turn 2, not able to get the move done. Heated remains up in P7, so good defensive move from the Toro Rosso driver, and I think that's probably going to remain that way until it gets up to maybe the second DRS straight. Meanwhile, back up to this, in fact back to the battle for P9, Frey and Iverbryn Mike. Iverbryn Mike still can't get past the Spaniard. I don't know what's happening with him. I think it's just, yeah, well, I'm not too sure what's happening. Adri's managed to get out of DRS from the Racing Point with Edok. Has he actually got DRS? He does. But he's already built that second gap up from him. So I think if you're Edok, you've probably got to pit either this lap or next lap, because otherwise you're just going to keep losing time. But Ryan B and Heated, Ryan B still not able to get past the Toro Rosso driver, and Overbrim Mike not able to get past the other Toro Rosso driver. So both of the Toro Rossos keeping their own at the moment, which is a good job from them. E-Duck has now dropped 1.5 seconds behind the Renault driver. And you've got to think Mr. Woot are going to go for a move into turn 1 on the racing point. Here we go, side by side in towards turn 1. Is he going to be able to get a move done down the inside? He goes down the inside of him, and that is move done. Mr. Woot are now up into P2. E-Duck now down into P3. E-Duck, he definitely needs to pit. You can't keep on going, otherwise you're just going to keep losing time. But another battle. Here we go. Overbrim Mike manages to finally get past the Toro Rosso driver of Frey in turn 1, and that he has managed to finally get past, and has actually got Maka all over the back of him now. Maka not able to get past. Did look to go down the inside into turn 5, but that's him down now into 10th. Maka still 11th at the moment, only got Jaffa 2 seconds behind him. Meanwhile, Maka's teammate MCR is only half a second, not even that, behind E-Duck, and is looking just to get past him as quick as he possibly can, because otherwise he's going to be held up more and more and just keep on losing more time. I mean, he's already 3 seconds behind Adri. Mr. Booth is almost 2 seconds behind Adri as well, so here we go. E-Duck going into the pits now. But MCR still does have the DRS, so I don't know if there's going to be any moves from Big W or James, and E-Duck gets a 5 seconds penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Although saying that, Big W goes down the inside of the Spaniard driver. Bit of lag, and I think that may have compromised MCR because that's allowed James to get past as well. So Big W now in the third with James in 4th. MCR has lost 2 positions in 2 corners. So, unfortunate for the McLaren driver, as I said, I think he just got spooked by a bit of lag that had happened with MCR and James's cars as they were passing him. The pair of them have been warned about their connection. But it's battle for P12 as well. Aledi and Ibo, this is for the final points position. Ibo is on the set of the hards, and Aledi is on the mediums. In fact, E-Duck is only 2.5 seconds behind him, and he's on the set of the hard compounder tyre. So E-Duck is looking to do the 1-stop. Aledi runs into the gravel, which is going to compromise his run a bit. Ibo right up the back of the Racing Point driver. Ibo is going to have the DRS. Is he going to be able to go past him going in towards the hairpin of turn 10? Here we go. Ibo not able to get a move done, just remains down in 13th for now. But you've got to think these mediums are going to start to go off relatively shortly. So again, we've just got to wait to see how the race plays out, as Adri is already about 5 seconds ahead of Big W. And speaking of that, James and Big W both in a battle. Turn 1 and turn 2. James goes down the inside and around the outside of turn 2 on Big W and gets the move done. So good move from the Haas driver to make his way up into P3, and is now going to have to try and chase down the likes of Mr. Wuta and Adri if he wants to carry on his championship charge. But to do that, he's got to get out of DRS of Big W and MCR, and these two are the other ones that are also trying to battle within the championship, while MCR is Big W's only just sort of been moved down from Division 2. So let's see, is Big W going to try and go for an audacious move on the Haas driver? No, he doesn't. He just remains down in P4. Although James did have a little bit of a moment there. Luckily, nothing was done for him, and still just stays out in P3. But yeah, that means that these medium tyres are starting to go off a little bit, and we're going to probably see some guys coming into the pits, maybe in about 2 or 3 laps time. But James, no DRS. Big W has got his DRS open, and he managed to get past MCR with ease going down the straight, and it looks like he's going to do exactly that on the Haas driver. Tries to go around the outside in towards turn 1, not able to do so. It's just going to have to stay behind the Haas driver. But there we go. First set of pit stops is now happening. Maka is in the pits, changing from the mediums to the hards. Down in 14th. Where is he going to come out? He's already behind E-Duck. Eduk is actually quite close to the back of Ibo and his teammate. Ibo's still not able to get past the Racing Point driver, but that is now promoted Jasper into P10. Meanwhile, back to this battle for the lead, oh well, not for the lead, sorry, for P3 between James, Big W and MCR. Big W and MCR are going to have the DRS. Will they go for a move, or will any of them go for a move? It doesn't look like it. Big W just probably waiting for that start-finish straight DRS to go for a move on the Hash driver, because he looks very close and just looks like he wants to get past ASAP. But we've also got Eduk and Ibo. Eduk stuck behind this little battle between Ibo and his teammate. I probably wanted to try and do his teammate a favour and just to help the battle a little bit. But here we go. Big W, DRS is now open. MCR, DRS is now open. Is Big W going to go for a move down on into turn 1 on the Hash driver? Let us see. James just holds his own. Bit of lag, both side by side in towards turn 1 and turn 2. James manages to hold the position and remains in P3, so good defending from the Hash driver. Big W goes a little bit wide in turn 3. Doesn't look like it compromised his run at all, and yeah, that's him remaining in P3. Meanwhile, we've also got Heated just up the back of Ryan B, and there's been a bit of a change. Maka and LFC. Maka getting past the Ferrari driver, and now back up into 15th. He's going to look to go on a charge to make his way back up through the pack, as he has already made his pit stop, but the guys up ahead haven't. So we'll see where he ends up when the rest of these guys have made their pit stops. You've got to think that they're going to be coming in maybe this lap or next lap. But Eduk and Ibo both side by side going towards turn 7 and turn 8. Probably not a place that you'd want to go side by side for. Eduk moves up ahead of the Williams. Ibo goes in the gravel, and he's around. Oh, that's unfortunate for Ibo. Ghost Recon just drives past, just seeing his teammate in the gravel. But there you go. First set of pit stops are now definitely coming into full swing. James and Heated both making their pit stops now, trying to see if they can go for the undercut on these drives and see if they can get past them when they make their pit stops. But Adri in a comfortable lead at the moment, still around 3 seconds up ahead of Mr. Wooter. I don't think I've seen sort of any penalties dished out to the top 5 as of yet. Or what was the top 5 anyway. But Maka just sets the fastest lap of the race, doing a 1:22.2, so good lap from the British driver. Just seeing, is there anybody else that's also battling on track? Ghost Recon and Maka are both still quite close together, along with Ibo and Wakursk. Obviously Ibo, after Ibo had that spin. We've still got this battle that's on screen as well, with Big W and MCR. In fact, let's go on board with this. Ghost Recon on Maka, because Maka is on a fresh set of tyres. He's going to obviously try and get past this Williams as soon as possible. Now coming up towards this DRS zone. Here we go, Maka opens the DRS. Not close enough to the Williams, and is just going to have to stay down in 14th for now. Although Ghost Recon might try and come into the pits. Here we go. The other guys now coming into the pits. Big W, MCR, Ryan B. All coming into the pits now. Where are they going to come out in relation to the guys that have already made the pit stops? The likes of James and the likes of Heated. Let's see, Eduk is actually come out ahead of these guys as well. So Eduk is trying to go for the 1 stop, and he's come out ahead of the guys that they were battling with. James has also come out ahead of them. I think not Big W though. Big W actually comes out in 7th. So James, who got past Big W, made that stop and did not manage to undercut them. And same with Heated, really. Heated's down in 10th still. He's a bit closer than what he was before, but you gotta think. Like, look, you would have thought that the undercut normally works, but not in this situation, as Big W is now technically net P3 or P4. He's got to get past Eduk though. He's only 3.5 seconds behind the Racing Point driver, and Eduk did get a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Assuming that he doesn't have to pit again, This can go either way as Jasper is coming up to the back of Frey, but I have the feeling the pair of these are going to make their pit stops. There we go, yeah, Frey in the pit, Jasper in the pit. So we'll see where these guys also come out of when they come into the pits. Managing to get the car slowed down nicely. And here we go, Ryan B's also all up the back of Heated. Educk getting past Mike, getting past Jasper, getting past Frey. Well, all of these guys now getting past the guys that are in the pits, so... Again, where's actually Maka going to come out in relation to these guys? Frey is behind Maka. So Maka's actually up into 10th. So it's been a good job from Maka, to say the least. Definitely done himself a good job, but James all over the back of Big W once again. So Frey, Jasper have come out in 11th and 12th, but somehow Ivory Mike is actually ahead of Maka when they were all quite close together. Nice done for the Welshman, but James all over the back of Big W. I don't know if he's going to be able to get past as of yet, as there's yellows in sector 2. Is it LFC? It's LFC. Where's he put that? Is that... Where is that? Oh, it is at the... okay, it's at the right-hander, the uphill right-hander. Unfortunate for the Ferrari driver. He hasn't made his pit stop as of yet, so he's going to have to shortly. But Adri has already come out of the pits, the same as Mr. Wooter. Mr. Wooter's actually come out ahead of Educk as well. James and Big W going side by side into turn 2. James went very wide there. I don't know if there was any contact between the pair of them, but James is still remaining in P5. Yeah, I think there was, because Big W is letting James back through. So James now up into 4th. Cloud and LFC are making their pit stops. LFC does get a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. But with that collision, LFC has just left the session. Okay. But with that collision between the pair of them, that has lost them a lot of time to the guys up in 3rd, 2nd and 1st. They need to try and stay within 5 seconds of Educk if they want any chance of getting themselves a podium. Meanwhile, we've got Jasper looking to attack Frey. This is for P11. They're both relatively close to each other. Jasper is actually all over the back of Frey. Didn't get a move done into turn 10. So we'll see if he's going to be able to get a move done. He's right on the back of him. I'm surprised he didn't break his wing just from doing that. But here we go, Jasper. DRS now open. Will he get past the Toro Rosso driver? Frey moving to the inside of the track. And then moving himself back up towards the outside of the track. Jasper going down for a lunge into turn 1. Not able to get a move done. And is just going to have to remain down in P12 for now. So Jasper looking to see if he can maybe get past Frey. Oh, goes for a lunge down into turn 4. This would be a good move if he manages to get this done. Bit of contact between the pair of them, and still side by side with each other going in towards turn 5 as well. Is Jasper going to get a move done on the outside of the Toro Rosso driver? No, he isn't. Frey has managed to defend that quite well and remains up in P11. That was very close between the pair of them. But Ryan B all over the back of Heated, and Ivan Mike is also joining the party with these two. Will Ryan get past the Toro Rosso driver? Will Ivan Mike get past them? I think I did see someone just set the fastest lap. I'm not too sure who that was. It might have been Adri or it might have been Mr. Wooter, one of them two. But here we go, Ryan B in the DRS of Heated. Heated moving to the inside. And Ryan B goes around the outside, and I think that is just move done for the Ferrari driver. So good effort from Ryan B to move himself up into P7, and has actually managed to get away a bit from Ivan Mike as well. Meanwhile, I have noticed Jasper has gotten past Frey, so Jasper now up into 11th, Frey is in 12th in the final points position. So nicely done to him. Meanwhile, this battle's still for P7 between Mike Heated and Ryan B. A bit of a close one. There's yellows in sector 1. Please don't tell me that's Ivo. That's Ivo. He spun it at turn 2. Oh dear, Ivo. I mean, now would probably be the best time to come in and make that pit stop. More than anything. But Ryan B has actually pulled up quite a bit of a lead already from Heated. So I don't know if Heated is struggling on these tyres. Doesn't look like he's got any front wing damage. So I think Heated is just struggling on these harder tyres, and that Ryan B is still a lot better. Saying that though, Maka has just got himself a 3-second time penalty. So that's actually going to promote Jasper into 10th, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think Jasper's got on a penalty. And Mike's still not close enough to getting a move done on Heated. Frey was looking to see if he can go past Jasper, but remains in P12 for now. I know there's quite a few fans of Jasper in the chat. As yet, Dave and Smirsky have made their way into the pits. We're still on board with this battle for P7. Ryan B, Heated, and I'm with Brim Mike. As I said, they're both still pretty close to each other. Let's see if any of these are going to be able to get past Ryan B. I mean, Brim Mike looks like he's the one that's closest to Heated at the moment anyway, than what Heated looks to Ryan B. Although saying that, Ryan B did make a bit of a mistake, and that's compromised it a bit, and Heated is all over the back of Ryan B as Big W sets the fastest lap. Battle between Jasper and Frey as well. Jasper and Frey both side by side of each other in the final chicane. But here we go, Heated going around the outside of Ryan B. Both side by side in was turn 1 and turn 2. A little bit of contact, and I think that is Heated up into P7. Takes back that position. I'm still not able to capitalise on a position whatsoever, and that's still him in 9th. But Ryan B now down into 8th position. And also Jasper and Frey were also having their little battle as well on the DRS straight. I think Frey got past, but Jasper managed to get straight back past him. Probably going in towards turn 3, so good effort from him. Big W as well, I've also just noticed he's gotten past James. So nicely done from him. James breaks a bit late and not getting a move done on the Australian. Meanwhile, this battle for P7. Ivory Mike actually breaks very late, goes very wide, compromises his run, and has lost a lot of time to these guys. So unfortunate for the Red Bull driver. He is still trying to get some more points for this championship battle. He is, I think, about 20 points behind P3 in the championship. There's yellows in sector 2. Who is in sector 2? Is it Ghost Recon, I think? He was going a bit slow. Maka's managed to pull the fastest lap. Ryan B and Heated once again going in towards turn 1. Ryan B still on that inside for the outside. A bit more contact, and there's still side by side going in towards turn 3. And a bit more contact, and that's Ryan B round. Oh dear, not good for Ryan B. He was doing so well as well. Up into P7, up into P8, having a good battle with Heated. I think Heated just closed the door, and that's now promoted the likes of Mike, Jasper, and Frey and Maka. So unfortunate for the Ferrari driver. I don't think he lost any front wing. I think he just lost a lot of time to those guys. Meanwhile, back up for this battle for P5. Well, P4 should I say, sorry. With Big W and James. James having a little bit of a lock up for the chicane. Before the chicane, sorry. as they both come around the final corner. Big W's straight line speed has looked really quick, so I don't know if James can be able to get a move done going towards turn 1. He has got his DRS open, he is keeping his ERS in medium. And yeah, he's just going to opt to remain behind him, and that's James round as well. Our championship leader has just spun. That's a bit of a rookie error from the Haas driver. He's still in 6th position though. Still didn't lose any front wing, which was pretty lucky. He didn't lose any front wing actually going through turn 2. But that's now promoted MCR up into 5th. And has lost a lot of time to him as well. And Heaton is only just behind him. Maka picking himself up yet another 3-second time penalty. I think Jasper is probably going to overtake him due to penalties. We'll have to wait and see at the end of the race. It is lap 22 and lap 23. We are 2/3 in to the race. Adri keeping his dominant lead, still 4 seconds up ahead of Mr. Wooter in 2nd. Eduk is closing in on him a bit, but Big W is also closing in to Eduk pretty quickly, and Eduk does have that penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so this looks like it could be Big W's for the podium position. But James makes his way into the pits actually, probably going for a softer compound tyre just to take the fastest lap point. Yeah, he's gone on a set of the medium, so James looking to see if he can get the fastest lap. Should be able to, because the other one that has got the fastest lap was Big W. And that was on a set of the hards, so I'll expect to see that pop up probably over the next couple of laps. Essentially, James is outside of the top 10, top 12. Sorry, if he doesn't finish in the top 12, he is not getting that fastest lap point. So he needs to get past Aledi ASAP if he wants any chance of getting the fastest lap and the fastest lap point. He's going to dive for a move up in towards turn 5. No, he isn't. He's probably going to wait until the DRS up turn 9 is all over the back of the racing point. Yeah, James is looking a lot quicker than what Aledi is. But Aledi keeping to the inside of turn 10. James brakes a bit later than what the racing point driver does. Looks to do a switch back down the inside, coming up towards turn 11, and that is James up into P12. So if he gets the fastest lap now, then that is it. And he does get the fastest lap point if he stays in P12. Meanwhile, we have got Mike, who is only 6/10 behind Heated. He's managed to make his way back up into it. And same with Ghost Recon actually, he's only 3/10 behind Cloudy Cloud. Ghost Recon did have a good start to the race. Did have a bit of a spin though, and as I'll see what has dropped him off down into 15th. So it is unfortunate for the Williams driver. Big W is now almost within DRS of Eduk. But Ghost Recon looking to see if he can get past Cloudy Cloud now. This is for P14. It is out of the points, but they are battling hard still. Going towards turn 1, both still side by side, and Ghost Recon and Cloudy Cloud both have a bit of a touch. And Cloudy Cloud's keeping that position, but now he is side by side with Dave into turn 3. Still side by side actually coming in towards turn 4. Ghost Recon just opts to stay behind him, has now been demoted down to 16th position. Maka picks himself up yet another 3-second time penalty, so I think that is confirmed that Jasper is going to be finishing in P8 now. But I'm going to go on board with Big W as he is in the DRS of Eduk. Eduk was the one that managed to qualify on pole, but due to going on a soft compound tyre. So we'll wait and see. Will Big W get past Eduk going down this DRS straight? Jasper and Mike is actually all over the back of Heated, the two sister teams of the Toro Rosso and the Red Bull. But it looks like Hyper and Mike isn't exactly quick in a straight compared to Heated. So we'll see. He has got DRS and Heated did have a bit of a bad exit, so this could be Hyper and Mike's best chance to go past Heated for P6. Here we go, down the inside in towards turn 1. I think that was an easy move done for Mike, although it's still side by side, and that's it yet. So Mike now up into P6. Good job from the Red Bull driver. Heated now down into 7th. And I think this is probably like the closest battle that will end up getting between a pair of them. In fact, saying that, we've got Jasper and Frey. Frey was looking at the back of Jasper. This guy's been battling basically all race, so it's been good to see this battle between the pair of them. But Jasper is the one that's still on top at the moment. He has also a little bit of time to Macca. He does need to stay within about, I don't know if it's 3 or 6 seconds. I don't know if Jasper has any penalties. I don't want to have a look, because then we can just see it for the end of the race. But Heated did make a little bit of time up to Arbor and Mike for P6. And McKern's has just picked himself up a 3-second time penalty. And Mike looks like he's got a much better exit than what Heated did. So I don't think Heated's going to be able to get a move done going in towards turn 1, although he is gaining on the Red Bull driver quickly. But yeah, no move done into turn 1. Meanwhile, this battle for P10, sorry, between Frey, Jasper and Ryan B. Ryan B looking to go around the outside of Frey. He did have a bit of a contact with his teammate. Is Frey going to do the same thing? No, he doesn't. Just gives up the position. That's Ryan B now up into P10. If Ryan B gets past Jasper, then Jasper will only finish, well, he'll probably still finish where he is at the moment in P9. But Ryan B is looking pretty quick and eager to get past Jasper. But then again, Jasper is catching back up to the back of Macca. He's only 1.4 seconds behind him now. So we could see this going a different way. There's yellows in sector 3, and I think that is Cloudy Cloud. No, it's not. In fact, they're side by side with Smitsky. So Smitsky going down the inside of the Alfa Romeo. Still side by side, actually. Don't know how he's managed to do that, and that is now Smitsky up into P16. And Wilkerson also got past Cloudy Cloud as well. Will Ghost Recon be able to get past? No, he will not, and Ghost Recon just remains down in 18th position. But this battle now it's a long battle, because there's quite a few cars. We've got Macca, Jasper, Ryan B and Frey all battling for P8. Jasper is right up the back of Macca, and here we go. He goes down the inside and manages to actually get past him before, even with the DRS open. But Macca has also got DRS on from the ghost car of LFC, and he's looking to go down the inside of Jasper into turn 1. He does do so, but Jasper looking to get a switchback done on the McLaren driver, and has managed to get that done, and is now up into P8. So good driving from the pair of them. And Jasper, that was good driving from the Alfa Romeo as well. So very good job from Jasper to get up into P8, and now doesn't really need to particularly worry about likes of Ryan B and Frey getting past him, because they've got to go through Macca first. And I can tell you now, Macca is not an easy person to get past. Meanwhile, Elak has just picked himself up a 3-second time penalty, so I think that is going to confirm the fact that Big W is going to be the one that finishes on the podium, unless he has a drastic incident now. But still sticking on board with this battle for P8. Macca opening the DRS and just having to stay in P9 for now. But Ryan B is looking up the back of the McLaren driver, and it looks like James is also getting involved with these guys. So we've got this 5 little car train battle for P8. Macca having a little bit of a moment. I think they may have scared Ryan B a little bit, and he just had to back off. Let's see, Frey is looking to see if he can get past Ryan B as well. Ryan B looking to defend down the inside of the Toro Rosso driver, both having DRS open, the same with James as well. Macca looking to see if he can go down into turn 1. Ryan B going down the inside of turn 1 on Frey, and that is Ryan B up into 10th place. Good driving from him. James also looking to see if he can get past the Spaniard, going down the inside of him in turn 3, and that is also move done for James. So good driving from him. I think James did set the fastest lap. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, so James is the one that has set the fastest lap. So unless he crashes out now, he is taking that fastest lap point. But Mack is still all up the back of Jasper, despite being on 18 lap old hard tyres. And I think he's just going to have to stay behind him for now, as Ryan B and James are looking eager to get past this McLaren. As Macca does make a bit of a mistake. Ryan B tried to go down the inside of him into turn 12, sorry, but not able to get that move done. Now trying to go in the inside for the chicane, and is still just going to have to remain behind him. Big W picks himself up a 3-second time penalty, so I don't know if he's actually still going to be able to take that position. I think he is, because Edux still has that time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But Ivan Michaelson picks himself up with a 3-second time penalty, and Macca looks a bit under threat from Ryan B. Ryan B looked to see if he was going to go down the inside, but just did not decide to go for a move, and that's now allowed James to see if he can go for a move. James is just going to have to stick behind the Ferrari as of now. But with that happening, I think Jasper's managed to get himself away a bit from those guys that are behind him. We're always battling behind him. Yeah, he's definitely managing to pull away from these guys. So I think Jasper is going to stay in P8. Frey picks himself up with 3-second time penalties. So I don't know if any of these other guys have penalties within this little group. Obviously, other than Macca. But we still have this 5-car train. And it is looking close between all of these guys. As Macca looked like he made a bit of a mistake. I think Ryan B wanted to try and go down the inside once again, but not able to get that move done. Although Ryan B just had a bit of a mistake coming out of that chicane. That's allowed James to get past him, and has got DRS as well. So I think James is now making himself up into P10. Someone has come up because that is Ghost Recon. And here we go. Frey's also looking to see if he can get past Ryan B. They're going 3 wide in towards turn 1. This is not going to end well for for the car that is on the outside. Although it doesn't look like it's actually ended well for James, as James has gone back down into 12th. So he's been overtaken by Frey and been overtaken by Ryan B. And now Frey looking to see if he can go down the inside of Ryan B in turn 3. Not able to do so, but James now going to see if he can get back down the inside into turn 4. Has a little bit of a lock up and manages to get that move done. A little bit of contact, forcing Frey out a little bit, but that is him back up into P11. Ryan B manages to hold 10th position. And what a battle that was going into towards turn 1 between these guys. Macca picking himself up yet another 3-second time penalty. Here we go. Is James going to be close enough to get a move done on Ryan B? No, he isn't, and he's just going to have to stay down in 11th position. Oh, that's Macca round, and Macca's out. Oh, it's not good for Macca. So Macca is now out of the race. And Edux has gotten, well, Big W's actually gotten past Edux. So, yeah, I think that is solidifying Big W for that 3rd position. It was a good effort from Edux. But I think he's just going to have to settle for probably what is going to be P5 in the race. There is a lap car just up ahead of him. I think that's Kursk. Just lets him by real quick. But with that happening now, that's promoted Ryan B, James, Frey, all into 9th, 10th and 11th. And Jasper's already made that 1-second gap up from Ryan B. So Ryan B now not got any DRS on the Alfa Romeo up ahead, and he's just going to have to deal with James, who is just behind him with DRS open. Could not get a move done on him, so it's just going to have to remain down in P10. But the battle for the lead is actually looking a bit cautious because Mr. Wilter is catching up to Adri pretty quickly. It is the final lap of the race. And I'm surprised Adri hasn't decided to put his telemetry up probably in a hot lap because just Mr. Wilter is catching up to him really quickly. But James and Ryan B now battling as well for P9. James manages to get past Ryan B, and as I said, that's now James up into P9. His yellow's in sector 2. Kusitson is one of the front runners. Doesn't look like it at the moment. I think that was just someone getting out of the way. This battle between P6 and P7. Ivan might looked a little bit slidey coming out of that uphill right-hander, but it is this man that is on your screen right now that has had a flawless race. Drove it absolutely perfectly, and that is Adri taking his first win in the League of Europe. Congrats to the Renault driver, and commiserations as well to Mr. Wouter finishing P2. Good drive from the Mercedes driver as well. Big W finishes P3 with Educ in 4th for now. MCR has managed to overtake him on penalties, so MCR finished P4. Educ, it was a good effort finishing in P5. Heated finishing in 6th with Ivory Mike in 7th. Jasper, this battle for P7. James is up behind him. James had a bit of a bad exit, and I think that is how it's going to end. James stays... Oh, goes up to 8th actually. Jasper had penalties. So Jasper finishes in 10th. I did not realise Jasper had penalties. Or a penalty, shall I say. So James gets promoted up into 8th, despite obviously having that spin, and same with Ryan B into 9th. And with James also picking up that fastest lap, that's given him, what, 6 points? Is that keeping him in the lead of the championship? Let me just double check. MCR finished in 4th with 12, so that's 86. Yeah, James still remains in the top of the championship, but that has jumped Adri up massively, picking up that win. That promotes him up into 4th position. He moves up ahead of Iverbrun, Mike and Nico. And is also close to, well, not close to the back of Heated, because Heated finished in, what, 7th or 8th, I think? P7, so. But it was the man in the banana car, the Spaniard at his home Grand Prix. Congrats to Adri for finishing in 1st position, with Mr. Wouter in P2 and Big W rounding out that top 3, so finishing in P3. Good job from him. MCR finishing in 4th. Educ finishing 5th. Commiserations, he did manage to get the one stop done with the soft compound tyre, so good job from him. Heated finished in 6th in the end, with Iverbrun Mike in 7th. James finished in 8th, with Ryan being in 9th. Jasper finished 10th. Aledi finishing 11th. Frey picking up the final point and finishing in 12th. And Smitsky is our final runner who actually managed to oh no, sorry, that's a lie. Smitsky finished in 13th, Dave in 14th, Wilkerski in 15th, Cloudy Cloud in 16th, Ghost Recon in 17th, and then we have LFC, whose ghost car was just driving around. 19th was Ibo, and our only non-finisher, well, our non-finishers were LFC and Maka, but LFC managed to still finish ahead of Ibo, but Maka was our only one that properly DNF'd. I hope you guys did enjoy the stream, because that was a very interesting one to say the least. Congrats once again to Adri for picking up his first win in League of Europe. I believe that the next race for next week is Monza. Usually it would be Monaco, but because the Monza, the Italian Grand Prix is on next week, we're having the Italian Grand Prix in League of Europe. So we'll catch you guys next week for the Italian Grand Prix. If you want to watch Division 1, that is currently going on right now, and Division 2 will start in about 10 minutes time. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next week for Monza.